Alrighty, guys, I'll take it. SoFi starting to push green right now after being down this morning, I think 6% at the lowest point. Cheers, by the way, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Look, we were down at $25.66 this morning, and now we're pushing over 27 bucks a share. And this is in the midst of a pretty nasty red day for stocks. QQQ's down 1.3, SPY's down about 0.75%, the Dow's down 0.5%, the Russell's down about the same as the VIX is up 8%. So we're going to go over SoFi, the charts. You guys know the drill, and we'll break down the indices overall, what I'm looking to do with SoFi in the overall market. So let's dive into it. If you guys find value, I simply ask, if you want, hit the like button, feel free to subscribe, and check out the Patreon. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, be a part of the Discord, plus more, all of that's on Patreon, link down below. Also, it's in the comments, guys, or go to stassurfs.com/Patreon. And now, enough of that, guys. Let's get into it. So, like I said, we're pushing back over $27 a share after we were looking pretty rough this morning. And a lot of stocks, guys, I mean a lot of stocks were looking rough this morning. A lot of them still are looking rough, right? But SoFi has recovered all those losses. We're still down, 0.5%, but we have recovered a good amount of losses, right? And we can see it's not like we're fully breaking out or anything. We're still down. We're still in a downtrend on the 5-day, 5-minute. But the fact that we recovered that loss is a very good sign. In the midst of a red day where QQQ's down over 1.3% and the Russell's down, SPY's down, Dow's down, that's a good recovery, guys, here on SoFi. And notice on the 30-minute chart, we're still technically in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. We're under these moving averages, right? We have that death cross, and we can see here, yes, we are rallying on the on the day a little bit off the lows, but we're still technically under this 50 moving average on the 30-minute chart right here, which is a little worrisome in the short term. From the the bullish perspective, it's like, okay, is this going to be another bull trap, or is this run today off the lows legit? It's kind of too early to tell, to be honest, with the market being down a good chunk today. We're not really getting the confirmation of a breakthrough this moving average, so it's too early to tell. But if SoFi can start pushing, let's say the mid-high 27s, right? This moving average breaks on this 30-minute chart, this 50 SMA, we could fill the gap up to $29 a share, $28.75, which would put us right under this moving average. So we could actually, and that, by this, I mean the 180 moving average. So there could be a little opportunity in this window right here, if you're looking to trade SoFi in the very, very short term. But even then, even if it were to go up to 28.50, 29 bucks, go to that 180 SMA, that would be a resistance as well. So at this point, guys, be very careful with SoFi, if you're looking to day trade it especially. But if you have, a longer time horizon, maybe you're looking to pick it up as a swing trade, I don't blame you. Honestly, I got a lot of comments that today, on Instagram, on YouTube, right? Oh, I bought SoFi on the dip. I bought it. I got one guy, I think one person commented they bought at $25.50. And I think those are good buys. If you're looking to swing trade this or even hold it longer term, I think those are pretty solid entry points. If we're looking at this as a swing trade, I mean, look, we're still technically, in the grand scheme of things, holding higher lows. We're holding this trend, right? And if I get this channel tool out, you can see it right here. We're maintaining an uptrend, obviously, still. And this is where we're putting in another higher low right now, which is at the bottom of the trend line. And it's right around $25, $26, roughly where, that person bought the dip. And I'm sure a lot of people bought the dip. It makes sense to me. You know what I mean? And again, if you're looking to day trade this, hold it for a couple days, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But if you're looking to swing trade it longer term, well, I still don't know what's going to happen, right? But I think you have a better chance of making some money on this trend. If you're looking to, hold it for a couple weeks, months, I think this could actually be a decent entry on SoFi. Do your own research, though. I'm not a financial advisor. Full disclosure, I am long SoFi. Keep that in mind for those that didn't know that. I'm sure all of you know that by now. And yeah, that's the quick take. And it's looking very good, like I said, as stocks are down. And speaking of stocks, the overall market, by the way, guys, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. I think 50% of you watch the content, but you're not subscribed. You haven't hit that button, that follow button. Make sure to do that. I appreciate you all for tuning in, as always. You can see SPY is starting to reverse a little bit. It's not in the green by any means. We're down 0.6%, but we're noticing, golden cross on the intraday chart. We're breaking out of these moving averages. We're up about $4 from the lows, about 0.75%. This looks phenomenal. SPY is starting to break back out, reverse, at least in the short term on the intraday. And this could actually lead to more green later in the day as we're, now 2-3 hours away from close. If this continues, guys, yeah, looks like we're breaking out into close, right? And QQQ hit 598 this morning, or not even this morning. That was actually at noon on the East Coast. And now we're at 604, 605. So we've recovered about 1% off the lows. That's a pretty big, recovery there on QQQ. And on the 5-day, 5-minute, you're noticing, the rebound here, although we did take the lows out, right? So it's not like the bulls are alive and well. I mean, they're starting to come back a little bit, but the bears are still in charge in the short term on the 5-day, right? On the 30-minute chart, you see that on SPY and QQQ. So yes, we're recovering, but we still took the lows out, right, from this entire week today on QQQ and SPY. And when it comes to the VIX is creeping down, which is a good sign. The VIX got up to, I think, 23 almost. Yeah, we were at, on the VIX, let's see, we were at, or up rather, 16%. And now we're up 6 to 7%. So, still up. VIX is still popping, but not nearly as much as it once was. And overall, when the VIX is over 20, you know volatility is starting to kick up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to stay over 20 for much longer. I think, it might have already peaked out, the VIX, for now at least. I don't know. But that's how we're looking. Stocks are still looking good in the grand scheme of things, guys. I personally think this is a buy the dip opportunity in the market. If you're looking at ETFs like VU or VTI, it's a no-brainer. Buy the dip. If you're looking at individual stocks, even not every individual stock's a screaming deal, obviously, right now, but there are still deals out there, and some more obvious ones are Meta, in my opinion. I think Meta is a screaming buy right now. I bought a bunch of Meta yesterday. I didn't buy any today, but I bought a good amount yesterday. I've been buying the dip. I think overall, man, the closer this gets to where it was in April, which we're close, the better buy it is. I think the closer we can get this to 550, 600 a share, it's a screaming deal. They trade at 24 times forward earnings, 26 times trailing earnings. They're growing revenue like crazy. Net income's blowing up and to the right, like it always has been. Well, maybe not always, but recently, it's been the growth is insane, and I think this drop is oversold or overblown rather. And I think in a couple months, people are going to look at this chart and be like, "What did I do? How did I miss out on Meta?" This dip, it's I think the last major dip we're going to get in Meta. In my opinion, guys, and it could go down more. Who knows? I mean, this could go down to 550, right? It could 575, but I think this is the last major dip in Meta, and I'm talking major dip. We're down 25-30% from all-time highs right now. I think it's the last major dip before we go to 1,000 or 850 to 900. You know what I mean? That's where I think we're going over time, and in the nearer term future, I don't think that's going to take years and years and years for Meta to get to $800, $900, $1,000 a share. I think it could take a year or two, honestly, right? And I think this is the last major dip before we do get to that level, that milestone, which ultimately it's inevitable in my opinion. So I love the dip here on Meta. And again, it doesn't mean it can't go any lower. It can. It could go down another $100 a share for all we know. But I'll be buying that hand over fist. I'm already in pretty, I don't want to say extremely heavy. I think Meta's like 7-8% of my portfolio now. Pretty decent position. I mean, yeah, it's decent, right? Pretty big. But I'm willing to get that to 10-12% if it comes down more. You know, if this comes down to, like I said, 500, 550, yeah, I'm gonna put another big buy order in. And yeah, I just don't see it going much lower than that. That's just my opinion though. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join the Patreon if you guys want to be a part of my portfolio updates. You guys get to see what I do week in, week out in the stock market, multiple updates a week, chart ideas throughout the week as well. And we also have a Discord, right? There's so much value. Check it out. Link down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.